What's up YouTube, Jason here, Morph, Mixology, Reptiles. Welcome back to the channel. It's finally time. I have been teasing this room makeover and overhaul and everything for months now. It's finally here. It's finally time to get started. We got to get to work. But before we do, you guys have seen various angles of this room over the last many months. I'm going to give you a really quick run around since I've never actually done it. Show you what's here currently. Then I'll do the build stuff and come back and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. Alright, so starting over here where we come into the room from the garage is the sticker door. You guys have seen this before. If you see any of your own stickers or some friend stickers, shout them out in the comments down below. Obviously our mailing address is down there, so if you want to get on the sticker door, we've got plenty of room. Send them on over. Just inside the door to the right is this, what I call a cubby hole. It's about 78 inches high and about 45 inches or so deep, and that's just because it's a drop ceiling for the garage door for my third car garage. In there is the 5 stack of cages. We did these in conjunction with James at Big Sky Reptiles and Enclosures. There's videos about this on the channel. If you're interested in any of these, I will link them down below. They are all going out as well. Then around in the corner, these are the 1532 combo racks. This is what started the channel right here. That one, I think, if I remember correctly. Either way, 6 is on the bottom, 3 is on top. These 4 racks, that's where it all began. That's where the channel started, a breeding started, and our DIY project started. Moving around to the main wall, I guess you'd call it. The 10 high 41s with the Sterilite tubs. And the 10 high Freedom Breeder 40 with the clears. These are our main breeder female racks currently. I'm not a huge fan of the 41s. I think they're bigger than most people need, most of the females need. Some of my biggest females obviously need them. The 40s are the way to go. Again, I'm not wild about the clear, so we're going to address that. But main breeding operation. Garbage can area, the door outside. This is the magnetic door obviously, so we can put your magnets on it if you're interested. And then our breeder board. The incubator we finished in, I think it was last week's video, is up and running. I got to redo the LED lights. They fell off. I got to get some different ones. But this is running perfectly. 100% humidity and no more than about a half a degree difference from this one to this one. So really happy with that. The sink area that we built is working great. I had to have a plumber come in and redo the final plumbing underneath just to make it more permanent, but it's a 39 or 40 inch long sink, so I can fit all of the Freedom Breeder tubs in here. I got hot and cold water and the retractable hose down here with cold water to fill the tubs with, or the water cups with water. And we put just some storage up top, just a reclaimed cabinet I found, and a little drawer thing from IKEA. Shout out Mike Recker Reptiles, for the OG Dreamsicle sign. If you remember this video when I put it up, it's actual metal. So super cool. Hopefully gonna get another one of these with the new logo from him soon. The new super huge 20 level hatchling rack that we had in a video a couple weeks ago that we made at James's place as well on the CNC. Running all of the new Freedom Breeder FB5 CV tubs with the cup holder. And these 2 little clear ones up here are actually going away here soon, but this is our big hatchling and small grow out rack. Next to that, between there and the door, on the opposite wall, the 2 28s, 10 high 28s. We have a video on these as well. These are where my grow up females and all of my breeder males are. This is about to change the overall size of the tubs that especially the breeder males are going to be, but this is going to be obviously totally different as well. And I guess we'll shout out real quick. We run an air care, I think it's called, humidifier. It's off currently because it's noisy for recording, but we run that to keep the humidity up. We run an oil fill heater in here as supplemental because it is really, really cold outside. This room is really well insulated on all sides, but at the time of filming this, it's -9 outside, which is literally right on the other side of this wall. And so the mini split unit sometimes has a hard time keeping the entire room up, so we run oil fill heater on a Herbstat thermostat that's up there just as a backup and as a supplemental to help out. So there you go, that's the really quick overview. I'll do a follow-up when we get all this done. I'm going to try to film as much as I can, but I'm doing this alone. I'm doing it with my daughter and around her sleep near nap cycle and that. And part of the issue is because it is so cold here, the new racks are in the garage and they're cold soaked obviously from being on the truck. So I got to bring them in here as I build them, let them temperature acclimate. I need to get tubs in them and on heat so I can temp gun everything and make sure that it's set exactly the way I want before I start putting bedding and snakes and that all kind of thing in it. So this is gonna be a long process. I'll try to film as much as I can, but let's go take a look at what we actually ended up getting. All right, you guys, we got a big pile of mess. Yeah, this is exactly what I ordered. I'm just kidding. Here we go. So for those of you that have been guessing all along, we were going Freedom Breeder. It's not a huge surprise, I guess, but that is in fact the case. So we have gone Freedom Breeder. Came in on 3 pallets to do this. Yes, I waited a long time, but everybody's waiting a long time. They're getting caught up, but I think it's gonna be well worth it. So just a quick rundown of what we have so far, and this is not all of it, we're not done. But boa half rack, I'll explain more later. Hatchling, grow out, and some breeder males, breeder females. So these are obviously FB10s. We got some 70s, some 20s, some 40s, and 66-5s. There's a couple 90s inside as well. So I'll explain all this a little bit more in detail as we go, but I got a lot of work to do here. Okay guys, so I actually just had to go back into my camera and see what the last clip was that you guys just watched, because it's been probably a week or so since that was filmed. There was so much going on in here and with the family and that, I didn't have time to film everything getting this done. So I'm just going to show you real quick. It's finished for now. The room is not done yet. I know, still not finished. It's very simple. We have one more rack coming, really. That's about it. But yeah, I'll give you a quick little tour. I'll do a full room tour in detail later when it is actually finished. But this turned out really cool. Alright, so from the beginning, this side of the room is basically unchanged. Incubator, door to outside. You know, you can now see there's a TV back here, and we'll get to that in a second. We had originally on, actually we'll start there. We had originally on this wall the FB40 10 high and the two 41 quart Sterilite 10 highs, my breeder racks. They're obviously gone. We've now got some artwork. Shout out to Emily Burke and her cool artwork. Love the Reptimon one. And then shout out to the Reptarium and Brian Barczyk team when they were here just before Christmas. So we got some artwork, which is kind of cool. We put a TV up in here so that now I can kind of just have it on the background while I'm working. And now there's a half rack here. So this I custom ordered. And initially it was not supposed to have this. This was an extra level I ended up with, but I put it here for now. But basically this is 66.5s and the 90s for boas and stuff. And I wanted a work surface, so I had Jesse at Freedom Breeder get me a stainless top that drops right in place. It's a little bit taller than counter height, but I'm a fairly tall guy, so it's not a big deal. And now I've got a really nice workplace to pack boxes, clean tubs, you know, I got TV on and everything, so that's super cool. Back over here, if you remember, this used to be the combos, the 1532 combos. There was 2 of them, I guess, going this way on this wall. They're obviously gone now. This is the last rack that's missing. So we'll still get one more to go in here. Like I said, I'll do a full room tour when we're done. This is where the cages were. The cages are obviously gone as well. That's because the boas are now in here. And for those of you that are concerned, no need to be. Because in this 665, they have more than enough room. In fact, they're both in there together. And they just dropped a big turd somewhere. But, you know, they, even together, they've got, I mean, look at this. And this is the hot side. They got tons of room in here. So, obviously, when Simba's not in here, he goes up in this tub. But plenty of room in here, and it makes it so much easier to clean, to get Nala in and out of the cage so I can handle her and clean the tub. It's way, way more efficient. So obviously we don't need the displays. The carpets are in tubs down there for right now. That is going to change when the new rack gets here, so we're not quite finished yet. But now we have a breeder rack here. So obviously we got rid of all of our 10 high breeders. Now we have a 10 high with 2 levels of 70s and 8 levels of 40s. This is where most of our breeder females are now. So that's pretty exciting. And I did mine like most people do with the shelf. This is a must. These are awesome. And then the big change is this wall. So you remember correctly, the hatchling rack from Big Sky Reptiles and Enclosures, the 20 high used to be down here by the sink. And then right here were the two 10 high 28s with my breeder males or grow up males. Now we have the custom 16 level. In fact, it's so close that these tubs right here barely clear the ceiling fan. There's nothing in them at the moment, so I don't have to worry about it. But 16 levels. The bottom 3 levels are FB20 tubs with my bigger males for the time being. But these will change with the new rack coming as well. And then the other, 13 levels or whatever are the FB10s. I really like this tub a lot. It's a good size. Obviously got the same shelf. We'll go ahead and show you the scaleless since she's right here. But, oh, she's up front. But yeah, I really like this tub. And everything that we've moved over from these to the 10s is eating great. So these are working perfectly. And everything seems to be working really well. Oh, one thing I did change, let me show you real quick because I was having a problem with this. So it got super, super cold during the time of doing this, and we were all the way down to -20 or so outside, which is obviously right outside this door. And it was so cold, in fact, that the mini split was below its minimum operating temperature, and so it would just turn off in the middle of the night. Luckily, I've got oil fill heater, and obviously the racks have belly heat, so we didn't have any issues necessarily. The room just got kind of cool. But I did notice that these bottom 3 levels or so, 3 or 4 levels, were dramatically cooler than the rest. So instead, we went ahead, we'll pull this tub out because he's actually breeding, and we went in here and put in this insulation, this foam board. I don't know if you guys can see it. So it's just foam board with this metal, like this aluminum foil on one side, and you can see a little bit, there's just a layer of foam. And so I'll go ahead and put some pictures up too from when I did this so you can see how it's mounted. But I literally just cut the pieces so that they were in front of and behind the heat panels on the bottom of that rack and on the bottom of the breeder, and that has fixed that problem of the bottom levels being cooler, because now the cold air on the floor goes underneath, can't get through the foam, and the heat from the heat panel is radiated off of that metal layer into the tubs. So anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for now. Like I said, I'll do a full room tour, lots of detail, you know, the way everything's organized, some of the things I've added, that kind of thing. I'll do all of that when the room is completely finished, when the last rack gets here. But I'm super excited. I think well worth the wait. You know, not cheap by any stretch, and it took close to 5 months to get them, but I like it. And it's about as effective use of 160 square feet as I'm going to get. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's kind of a weird schedule and I've been kind of funky about when I get them out. It's just been a crazy couple of weeks. If you're not aware already, the live streams for the open mic have moved. They're no longer on Saturday. They're on Tuesday nights, and they are at 7 p.m. Pacific, not 6. And the reason we're doing that now is I had to move to Tuesday for my work schedule, and Brian Cusco, Triple B TV, does his live interviews at 6 p.m. Pacific, and I want to respect his time slot, and we'll be right up behind him at 7 Pacific. So stay tuned for those. We got a bunch of cool people coming up. Obviously, we got more videos coming. Eggs are on their way. We've got Miss Elsa here. She's curling up on the hot spot, getting ready. She's less than a month from dropping eggs. Rogue down here is getting close, so eggs are coming. Season's getting started. So I'm excited for that. I hope you guys are as well. Make sure you're subscribed, like the video, share it with somebody. Comment down below, what do you think? What's your next upgrade plan for your collection? And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.